Hi, it's Travis White with a Persuasive Communication Tip of the Week. Your audience is going to forget most of what you say. They're going to remember the emotion you convey, but they may not remember, they probably won't remember the facts and data that you convey. There's a technique known as sound bites that helps you control that and helps you put things in your audience's minds that they can walk away with. So let's talk about sound bites today. We'll talk about the basics today, and in future videos we'll talk about more advanced techniques. How do you create a sound bite? First of all, it has to be short. Remember, the space available is not a large space. So it has to be short and it has to be memorable. One way to do that is simply what we call set it up and set it apart. You're talking about a lot of different things during your presentation. Again, in a 30-minute presentation, you'll probably speak 3,600 words. A lot of words. Specify for the audience the words you want them to remember. One way to do that is to say the 3 key messages today are, and then repeat that several times during the presentation. Another way to do that is to say, if there's one thing I'd like you to walk away with today, it is this, and then say it. Another way is to say, if I only had 1 minute to talk with you today, I would tell you this. Now, let me spend the next 29 minutes telling you why I believe that's true. So set it up, set it apart. You can also use grammatical structures. There's one known as the triple, all right? And that is 1, 2, 3. Jokes often work this way. You know, you set it up 1, set it up 2, and then deliver the payoff, deliver the punchline. So a triple. Here's a triple from Winston Churchill. Dogs look up to us. Cats look down on us. Pigs treat us as equals. It's a memorable phrasing because it's a triple. What might we do in enterprise software? SAP is too complicated for you. Microsoft doesn't have the features. We're just right. Lawson is just right. We fit your needs. That's a triple known as the Goldilocks triple because it is one's too big, one's too small, one's just right. That happens to be us. You can also use similes and metaphors, that is comparing our software, comparing our solution, comparing your point to other types of activities, all right? And there are 16 different sources of metaphors. I'm not going to go through them all today, but you can compare it to animals, you can compare it to colors, you can compare it to mythical heroes, you can compare it to places, a lot of different ways that you can compare what you're talking about to other things. A memorable metaphor that I heard not long ago was implementing SAP is like eating a poisonous blowfish. If you don't do it just right, you're going to die. Implementing Oracle is like climbing Mount Everest. By the time you get to the summit, you're exhausted. All right? So those are some similes or metaphors, things that you can think about. Also, referring to multiple senses will help make your thoughts more memorable, help you make your points more memorable. So let's say we're talking about an apple. An apple is not all that memorable, but if we can involve the multiple senses, we can make that apple more memorable. So we can describe its color. It's a rich ruby red. We can describe its taste. We can describe the sound it makes when you bite into it. We can describe its smell. All right? So we can involve multiple senses. The more senses that you can involve, the more memorable your point will be. So set it up, set it apart. Get your audience to repeat the points if you can, if that's at all possible. Use a triple. Use a Goldilocks triple. Use a metaphor or a simile, and use the multiple senses. Those are ways to make your thoughts, make your key points more memorable. That's the Persuasive Communication Tip of the Week. See you again next week.